In terms of what UNFPA has been doing to rescue the girls, we as a development agency actually don't have that much of a role to rescue the girls. All we've done is advocate with the government of Nigeria to do all they can to bring the girls back. And I, as executive director, actually met with the president of Nigeria to talk about this, and he assured me that they were doing everything possible to bring the girls back. And we did a great deal of advocacy with partner governments, who actually have also expressed interest in this. I mean, the UK, the US, and our civil society organizations who have been very deeply concerned with this, so that the advocacy bit we've continued. But with regards to what we've been doing with the girls, the families, and the communities where they come from, we've set up systems to provide psychosocial support to them. As you know, some of the girls escaped, so we were able to work with those. But we also worked with the parents of the girls. We worked with the communities to try and provide them psychosocial support. Now, we didn't do that all by ourselves. We also trained many people within those communities to provide the support which they required. Now, we worked with the ministries of health in the Federal Ministry of Health and the Ministry of Health of Borno State to do what I called pre-positioning and preparedness to be able to provide adequate medical care for them if in fact they do come. And I think that that's really what we've done, and we're still pre-positioned to continue to do that. Now, in terms of the other aspects of the work we do around the northeast of Nigeria, we have we know for now that there's a camp. I mean, there are people in camps, and so we're working with women and girls in those kinds of situations to give them and look after their dignity. Women require supplies on a monthly basis for them to be able to, for their sanitation and all of that. We look after that, and then we also ensure that we engage with them on the issues of safety, because in those kinds of circumstances, gender-based violence becomes an issue, and so we try to ensure that we give them all that they require to prevent them falling victims of gender-based violence. Some of the ones that we have been able to work with, they're doing well now. And our office in Nigeria is deeply engaged with this. And I have to say that the UNFPA response in Nigeria is part of the entire UN response. So it's larger than us, and we're doing what we can to look after that. I would say that the last I checked, I think we've been able to reach at least about 30, 40 of them, to be able to talk to them. So I don't have that detail here, because I think I have to basically leave that to my staff on the ground in Nigeria, who are doing this on a day-to-day basis. For an example, we have provided psychosocial support to them. As I did say, we trained 60 healthcare workers on psychosocial support and mobilized them to provide the support within the communities, within where those girls have gone from. And let me say, I think it's important to say that the girls just represent those that have been abducted by Boko Haram. There are many more people that have been abducted by Boko Haram, and many more communities that have been badly affected by this. So our response is not just to Chibok in itself, it's actually a northeast response to provide the support we need for women and girls. Now, the other point which I have to make is that, in those kinds of circumstances, which arises from the fact that we have a larger community to look after, there are pregnant women who require services, and we reckon that there will be like 250,000 women of childbearing age in that geographic location that we need to look after, and we're doing our best to do that. What I think is that we have to do more, because I have 4 girls and I have 3 granddaughters. I can't even imagine that any one of them will go missing for one day, and so I'm even playing the role now of a parent and looking at it and asking myself, why have we not been able to rescue these girls over the period of time? And I believe that we just have to do far more than we've done in the past, and try to assist these girls in whatever form they are now. I'm sure that they have issues. I mean, if you've been away from your parents and your family for 1 year, it's not going to be. You will have changed in some way, and given the fact that you are with strangers who have power, and power which they can exert on in various ways. We need to really ramp up and do what we have to do. Bring them back, rehabilitate them, and ensure that they can be part of society again. Yes, we are there, we are prepared, and we'll do our best to assist. It's actually about a continuum. I think that, in fairness, the Jonathan administration stepped up with Boko Haram the last few weeks, and I believe that the new administration, from what we hear and from what we read, actually has the Boko Haram issue as a priority. So I would expect that it will also go up, and we would have far more activities around it, and we would also be able to ensure that those who have been abducted are brought back home. It's everybody, actually, because Boko Haram reads what we write, that. Even though they say they don't believe in Western education, most of them are educated and they know. And I think that, in a sense, this has to be resolved by, I don't know what, negotiations, in a manner in which the girls' lives are not put in any greater danger than they've been. It's not going to be a military thing, because I don't expect that will work. And so we have to find ways of ensuring that we liberate the girls.